I did notice. I was in there and I was washing my hands, and I noticed the shampoo.
Huh?
And it says in real big on the shampoo for external use only. And I just, who the f needs that label there?
Who has a hairy colon?
Like
They're like, and has dandruff in it. So like he has to use shampoo. Yeah, there's a lot that needs to go.
Like, is that label necessary at all? What dumb f is walking up there and like just opening and going, I wonder what this is. Let's drink it.
Hey, this coming from the guy who, and this is gonna come off real good over the interwebs, who tastes cock.
Well, I wanted to see what it tasted like.
Did it bind you up? Get it? Cock binding? Yeah.
I guess that you have a point, but still.
That's not even for external use, Keith. I mean,
Okay, let's get this show on the road real quick.
welcome to the GamerCast Network Video Game Show, episode 191. I'm Bob. Joining me today is the ineffable Chad.
Yes.
No, just the other day I saw him F.
Oh, well, there's your problem.
Happens.
The always intangible Ivan.
Intangible. I like that.
You can't hear me because I'm intangible.
See? That's
why you sound like that. All right.
But I said hi.
He's got a concealment bonus. The easily excited Keith.
Yes. Hello.
Phil.
Hello.
This week on the GamerCast Network, find out who will be buying the Legendary Edition of Halo Reach on episode 99 of the Post Game Report. On episode 61 of Sarcastic Gamer Pink, Harley Quinn and Jax give Leslie a fond farewell as she steps down as co-host of The Pink Show. Discover the community that brings you all these great podcasts and more at GamerCastNetwork.com.
Okay, who would like to talk about what?
I would talk about Roger Ebert, Video Games Are Not Art, and his insane rambling that sounded like he was just an old man rambling.
Was that before or after his cancer?
Oh, dude, no, don't. We're not going there. We're not. Even there's a line I have, and that's it.
Yeah.
We're just going to talk about the article.
Unless his illness has spread to his brain and caused him to be crazy.
That's exactly where I was going with that question.
Well, we could leave that out of the equation because I'm pretty sure he was a cranky old man well before he was sick.
Let me be honest with you. I only made it about halfway through this. I made it down to, let's see, where did...
Well, he doesn't really add anything extra. Like if you read the first half, you got the second half. It's just more examples.
Wow, there are a lot of comments on this. Maybe I made it further than I thought. Anyway, I made it down to the picture of... What the hell game is that? The dude holding a... Is that GTA?
No, that's the Waco.
Oh, okay. I made it down that far.
Yeah, all he's basically saying is that it's not video games are not an art because they will not withstand the tests of time. There is no game that, is immortal. Is really what he's trying to say.
No game that people will be playing in 200 years.
Exactly. That they were playing today, kind of a thing.
Right. Nobody plays Pac-Man anymore. I mean, it's like what? Like almost 40 years old now, so no one ever plays that. And a lot of it was just reacting to whatever
the woman
video that I didn't watch, because that would have been like an extra 10 minutes of my time.
Yeah, some woman basically was making a argument in favor of video game being considered art. And he was basically just going through her little video presentation disputing the facts. But that's his basic thing is it's not art because it won't withstand the test of time, and that's what truly defines art.
Is it though?
See, I don't think it has to. It will never be considered classical art or that kind of thing, but there are arts of the moment. I
have always viewed art in very generically any type of, pretty much any type of creative expression. I don't know how you could view it any more harshly than that. Just because some 4-year-old draws a little picture of a head with arms and legs coming out of it and calls it daddy, is that any less art than, that for him was just as difficult to do as it was for Michelangelo to paint the Sistine Chapel. And just because, any 4-year-old could pretty much do it, I mean, does that make it any less worthwhile? And granted, I'm sure that, obviously there's levels to this in form of technical proficiency or whatever. But, he made some creative expression that tried to convey an idea.
Yeah, and, I understand what he's talking about, just, I think as a grand medium, he's talking about art. And in that respect, I can see where he's coming from, but I think he's a little more narrow than just art.
Yeah, he seems to have a very kind of strict.
Yes.
Like you need yeah, like he's only talking about the upper 0.0001% of art as actually being considered art because I don't know, seems like he has some invisible threshold you need to cross before it, stands the test of time or whatever.
You must meet the standards. What are the standards? I'm not 10.
I am the standards. Ebert shall be standards. That's why I said that sounds like a very old man thing to say because, you seem
just
like
saying Ebert?
Well, his view seems like a very kind of old man way because he's just kind of getting old and bitter. It's like, That's not art. Only this is art. And back in my day, we knew what art was, and this isn't it. And so, whatever.
So by his argument, then something like Weekend at Bernie's isn't art because 200 years, no one's going to be watching that pile of crap. But I'm sure somebody, the director or somebody, considered that some form of art.
See, that's the bit of the hypocrisy from the point I see it, is he's using art in his term as a broad sense. Like, movies are an art. Painting is art. In his definition, he's not using real specifics. Video games will probably always be there in some way, shape, or form. That's just the way it is. But, maybe not Pac-Man itself, but video games themselves are not going to be going anywhere anytime soon.
But think about all those games that have like the crazy, beautifully drawn cinematic scenes like at the beginning of the game. How could you not consider any of that being some form of art?
Well, maybe he'd probably argue, okay, the painting by itself is art, but, not the game.
He probably doesn't think like a picture of a cool space marine standing there is considered art. He wouldn't look at that and say that was art.
So I think he's getting kind of separating the... How can I put this?
Like a classical view versus like a modern view?
No, it's like there's more of, regardless of what it looks like or what it sounds like, the game, he's viewing the game mechanic itself as art. You know what I'm saying? So he's trying to compare like chess will never be art because it's just a set of rules and two people playing against each other. And video games will never be art because it's essentially the same thing.
Yes, you have a completion, an endpoint.
Right. And just because, which I don't understand because don't all movies have a completion and an endpoint?
Yes.
Right.
And then you just consider it afterward?
Not if they leave it at to be continued, ... and never get back to it.
So MMOs can't be considered art because there's no clear ending.
Well, either way, I think it's a cool article. It's worth reading. He's not a dick about it. He's just... He has his way that he views art, and if you're not in it, you're not going to get into it.
Right.
I find it also humorous that he may be able to find people who agree with him, but he's pretty much the only vocal person who's saying this. So this is kind of one guy's opinion. There's not like an entire industry siding with him saying video games aren't art.
Right.
That'd be funny if there was, though.
Sounds like something the music, the RIAA would get behind. Because they're pretty much dicks. yeah, they're not art. Buy our CD.
Yeah, now music's art. As a matter of fact, this new Lady Gaga CD just came out. You should all buy it. That's art.
Okay, we can move on. So did anybody play Left 4 Dead 2: The Passing? It was free.
Phil and I did yesterday.
I played it for 10 minutes today when I messaged Keith. Was like, oh, that's right. Hey, you want to play Kill Zombies? It was 3 o'clock. It was right before the show. And so I played the first board, and that's it.
There aren't that many boards, are there? Only a couple boards.
There's only 3. It's still long. It took us about what, 50 minutes, I think is what it was?
Yeah, just under an hour. Even though it was only 3 segments.
I like how I say about and then say an exact number. It was about 52.8 minutes.
So it's like the last one they did, that was only like 3 levels, but actually took about as long as
Yes.
the full one.
It was. I liked it. It was pretty cool.
Is the interaction between the old group and the new group humorous, exciting?
The couple I've heard were all right. It's not really a lot of interaction. It's you show up, they're on a bridge. Can I get across the bridge? Hey, we can't let down the bridge. You have to go let down the bridge. And then you go let down the bridge. How was that with zombies everywhere? They have a new zombie that's like a little military guy with a bandolier of bullets, and if you kill him, he'll drop whatever, an item.
And there's a new gun and a new melee weapon.
There's a golf club,
What was the new gun? I didn't get that far.
and I didn't see a new gun.
It's an M60, big machine gun.
Oh, really? Ooh.
Oh, no, I didn't see that anywhere. I missed a large gun. I am angered.
And they're doing. Do the mutations affect the single player campaign? Do you know?
You can play the campaign with mutations if you want. You can do a friend game, like we could play a game of Friends with the mutations, I believe. I haven't tried that yet, obviously, but I believe that's how it works. I'm probably wrong, but I'm going to say it with authority, and then everyone will believe me that it's true.
Yeah, I remember seeing in the patch notes for this the second day there was something that they had to fix with that mutation thing.
And is it worth the price?
Free? Sure.
Yeah. It is. Now, I know they are charged. You do have to buy it with micro. I think it's 500 or 560 or whatever denomination that they use for Microsoft points to download it for Microsoft, for the Xbox, I mean.
Yeah, the Steam version was free. Although when you downloaded it, the update notes didn't explicitly say that you were getting the passing.
Yeah, I did a search for it in Steam and didn't find any reference to it, but Left 4 Dead said it was updating.
It's just another campaign. Even at the end, you're running around getting cans of gas and put them in a generator.
Oh man, really?
Yeah. Although one of the old people is not seen anywhere within this thing.
Yes, that's true, and we will not spoil it.
Yeah, we will. It's Bill. Oh wait! Spoiler alert! Bill is missing from the whole ordeal.
Yeah, he either died of old age or was eaten by a zombie.
No, he went off to Valhalla. He went into the mountains with nothing but a spear and a wolf cloak that he made from a wolf that he killed. And he'll be back on the Judgment Day. It was a zombie wolf.
A wolf cloak made from a wolf.
That's how important it was. And then he had his never-ending pack of cigarettes, and he went into the mountains, and he'll lead all the woodland creatures back on the Judgment Day against the zombies, and he'll win. And then he'll smoke his last cigarette and go into the woods and die.
You know, going back to that art thing, I saw it on. It's just popped in my head. This morning they showed on like one of the morning shows. They were showing how the Google team, or the art team that makes the different logos and whatnot, and how they draw the different logos for whatever, holidays or days of the week or whatnot, or special events. So I guess it started out as just one guy, and he would only do it for, holidays or special events or whatnot. And now they've got like a team of, I think it was like 8 people. And then I guess recently they had a national and a worldwide contest for kids to submit their little logo designs that they wanted to post on Google, and they actually picked a few kids and posted them. It was pretty neat. I was kind of interested that they were using light pens to do all their designs on a touch screen. Looked like a big giant 30-inch.
30-inch light pen?
No, it was the monitor was like a touch screen. They were using light pens to do all the artwork. It's interesting.
Okay, Ivan.
Yo,
iPad.
it's good. I like it.
Anything major, big, and fun, talk-worthy?
Scrabble is kind of cool.
Really? That's what you're bringing to the table?
Seems really worth the money.
I mean, really? That's what How much money did you spend on this?
Well, first of all, it's not like I said, wow, you know what? Damn, do I need a digital Scrabble board? Where can I find one of those?
That's how you came out of the gate sounding.
Oh, dear. So,
What's it do besides fucking Scrabble?
Yeah, so what can you do and what can't you do on this thing?
well, see, that's a completely different question than what I was asked to begin with. So don't get all pissy with me.
I'll get pissy with you if I want to get pissy with you, pissy pants.
Okay, from a gaming aspect,
Scrabble, there you go.
how is it compared to the iPhone?
From a gaming aspect, it's not much different than an iPhone. It's a large iPhone. So the games that you have for your iPhone, you can play on your iPad, and they're bigger.
Now, but Scrabble actually has like it goes between the iPhone and iPad, right? Somehow.
Scrabble has the board is on the iPad. If people have iPhones or iPod touches, you can use them as the letter tray, so that everyone isn't seeing your letters, and you can rotate the board, so you don't have to rotate the iPad. You can just rotate the board, so it's kind of cool. I was not meaning to imply that the Scrabble was the be-all, end-all of the iPad. All I said
that's
was
what
that
you said.
Scrabble was cool.
That's what you said.
I said
That's what you said.
I said Scrabble was cool.
Okay, Scrabble is cool. Is that the best example you've seen so far? Is the Scrabble showing that off, or is there anything else you've seen?
I mean, is like Plants vs. Zombies is a little better because the screen's bigger. That's kind of fun, but I mean, that's not something that is on the iPad that you can't get on your iPhone.
Well, what I want to know is how's tweet defense?
Actually, it's not that bad. I would imagine it would be pretty cool on an iPad, because on the iPhone or iPod Touch version, you can actually double tap in certain areas and it will zoom in and give you, a zoomed in shot of all the zombies and all the action that's happening. So I could see that being pretty slick on the iPad.
From a non-gaming aspect, can't you do Netflix?
Netflix is very cool. You can watch movies on Netflix. The ebook reader is very cool. I've been reading some ebooks on there. What was I gonna?
Bringing Yahtzee to the table?
No Yahtzee.
A rousing game of sorry?
Oh, you're gonna be sorry.
So how does it know, or let me back up, does it have some way of knowing that you've already downloaded stuff to your iPhone or iPod and transfer over the license? Or do you actually have to pay for it a second time?
No, it works just like you don't, when you buy something from iTunes, you don't buy it for your device, you buy it for your account. And you can put it on any device that you own and plug into iTunes. So you plug in your iPad and you can install anything that you have purchased for your iPhone. Now, it will occasionally re-download, causing an additional purchase if you buy something on your iPad, from the iPad. Occasionally, it won't remember that you have purchased it previously, so it'll actually, like if there's a update or something, but if you download it through iTunes, then you'll never have a problem with that.
So all in all, was it worth it for you, Ivan?
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice little couch device. You can read your mail on it without, having to strain on your iPhone, or you can browse the web, which is nice. The ebook reader is very nice. Actually, one of the big reasons I got it was for ebooks. Like I said, it's a nice little couch device, so you don't have to get up to go to your computer, or if you want to look at pictures or something online that are bigger than your iPhone screen.
So it's easier to look at your porn, is what you're saying.
Indeed.
No longer your contained to a 2-inch screen.
Keith, voice acting.
Oh, dude, yeah, I sent the link of funny ones. There are a couple on there that are just funny as hell.
And this is audioatrocities.com.
It's basically a whole piss ton of games and just horrible audio clips from them.
Yeah, some of them are pretty win.
Just some of them are. I took the liberty of going through them all. I was bored. And I went through ones, and anything that made me chuckle or I found amusing, I put in a little spreadsheet that I emailed everybody. The ones that you have to hear are the space adventure ones. Those are just funny as hell. Also, Michigan Report from Hell, the oh my god is very funny as well.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Now, that's not the actual sound. The guy put all the death sounds together, but it's still funny as hell. But the space adventure ones are good. Two World Dwarves is funny.
Oh, they have two worlds? Oh, yeah, there's lots of good stuff in Two Worlds from what I remember.
The one with dwarves is just how many people have to die for a dwarf or something like that.
Yeah, Two Worlds was awful. I think one of the things we talked about when that game came out and Chad and I had played it was the atrocious, awful like fake British accent
Yeah.
type voice acting.
And all the thous and the arts and just
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say listen to just right now because it's just I find it fucking hysterical. The space adventure one that says LOL.
I like Chopin myself.
Not me. That's probably why I don't play Chopin.
Never?
No, never.
If I die, will you play Chopin in remembrance of me?
That's just great, man. I love that someone worked that into a video game. It's just it's a funny site to go to. And like I said, for you guys, don't bother. Don't just go to the ones on the spreadsheet. It's not worth sitting through them all.
okay. And finally, last topic we had on the list was Bob. How does Japan see America?
A lot like I see America, unfortunately. Why did this happen? Let me remember the story that I even found this.
This is like old too, wasn't it? Like 2 or 3 years old.
So I'm trying to remember where the hell this originally came from.
Oh. There was some video of some little Asian girl who was drifted her tricycle into a perfect parallel parking thing. And I sent my buddy at work. I was like, Japanese kids are very advanced because he's from Japan and stuff. And he's like, I think that's Taiwanese, dude. I was like, that's okay. I'm from Ohio. I can't tell the difference. And he goes, that's fine. I don't even know where Ohio is. And then he sent me this map. So yeah, I don't know. It's a little funny link. It's old. I'm sure somebody's seen it. Apparently from a game far east of Eden, The Fourth Apocalypse, which was released for Sega Saturn, so it was very popular. Basically, it's got a map of America that goes from New York to Texas and then kind of smears into California, Montana. There's really nothing in between.
Just like the real world.
Just like the real world. So if you're not on here, you don't count. Just so you know.
On a related topic, there was a
Oh wait, Ivan,
Oh my gosh.
it's happening.
He's starting early, man.
I haven't heard that in a while.
Sorry, Ivan.
Fap, 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 fap.
Hold that thought, Ivan.
He's fapping right now.
We'll do a piece of mail. 2 relevant pieces of mail for Phil because of your account being hacked.
You got a poem.
You got a poem. Would someone like to read the poem? Not me.
Why doesn't Phil read the poem since it's for Phil?
Yeah. Okay.
Dude, somebody composed you a poem. You should show a little more appreciation, I think.
That's art.
Okay, this is a poem for Phil from Ted. And it goes something like this. Philip awoke and checked his Gmail. He tried login but unfortunately failed. He ran antivirus and clawed at the walls. He cursed and exclaimed he was truly appalled. Who would have hacked my Warcraft account? The coins had tallied 500 gold in amount. But now they are spent, gone with a poof, along with the rest of all your stuff. Poor Philip the Hulk is outside your house, while you wallow, and unplug your mouse. Good for you, Phil, for not letting those bastards win. They even sold the bags the loot was in.
I'm pretty sure poof and stuff don't rhyme.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was Puff.
Oh, my bad. I read good.
Oh boy.
I read gooder than you.
Okay, and the other piece of mail we got here, Phil, was from Farron. He wanted to say, let's see, Phil, this is what you do to get your stuff back. Recently, one of my guildie accounts was hacked. She lost all her equipment and bags on nearly every character. What our 200-plus member guild did was open up tickets on all of our tunes nearly every other hour. It got to the point that there was high traffic because of our nearly 1,000 tickets that the GM finally restored her account.
Really?
Yeah.
I like that. Yoke the power of your guild, dude.
I approve of that, actually.
Squeaky wheel gets the grease. Squeaky. You gotta be more squeaky.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Send them your poem.
Do you have a big enough guild to flood them?
We probably have, about 30 to 40 people active at a time on a good day. So I don't think we could nearly flood the GMs with tickets to that extent.
You can try.
You could do a small deluge, a small flowing river, maybe.
It's not really a flood, more of a douche.
Huh? That's very intrusive.
They'll respond, won't they?
Ivan, you're fixed, by the way.
Excellent.
Go with your thought.
Wait, what?
You were gonna have a thought.
It was yeah.
Vanished into
whatever.
the ether.
Yeah.
The thought has confused me. I don't know.
It went up in a poof.
Indeed.
That was good.
It poofed.
And in the final closing few moments here, Ivan, did you want to validate the $25 mount for Warcraft that you bought?
No, I don't want to get into that.
Okay, just checking.
He doesn't have to validate. It's his money. He can waste it if he wishes to.
It's one of those things where, at the very least, Keith and I had a discussion, and it pretty much ended with he thought it was a waste of money, and I didn't. So
Yeah.
there's really not a whole lot you're gonna.
Yeah. We don't beat that horse. We agree to disagree and move on.
You're not going to beat that horse, but bump.
Oh, yeah. That was a pun, too, wasn't it?
Okay, then. I think we have enough. I think we can call it a night there for Video Game Show episode number 191. Would anyone like to say any closing words?
Shattered Dream Pie to remedial reading.
Closing words. Clasp, shut, put away.
It's 2 words.
No. No, do you get it? They're words that are synonyms for closing.
They're closing words.
Yeah.
You gotta be on the ball. Gotta keep up, kids. I'm saying closing words.
Witty in an old man kind of way.